What's up, sports bettors? I just found a college football bet that I really like, so I'm going to go ahead and take you through it. I found it on the Odds Jam screen, and I say this, a lot, but there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. There's not just one way to find good bets, and what's useful about this screen is it kind of allows you to view the market side by side. So you can see right here, kind of the first thing I noticed scanning around is Caesars. They have Texas versus Washington. They only have Texas as a -3 point favorite. Every other book has the line at 3.5. So the screen is most useful for doing just that, for seeing where books have the line set at different levels. So typically, if I'm looking at spreads, for example, 3 versus 3.5, 2.5 versus 3, the game ending by a field goal. 3, 4 points, 3.5 versus 4, 6.5 versus 7. I look for those key numbers and I kind of scan around the screen and I notice, wow, let me dig into this game farther and open up the odds. So what you're going to see is okay, most books, basically every single book, they have the spread at 3.5. BetMGM, FanDuel, DraftKings, WinBet, Ballybet, Barstool. In some of these books, they offer these alternate spreads, like you can see right here, Pinnacle. The sharpest bookmaker, one of the most efficient, betting markets out there. They allow a lot of sharp action, the largest bet sizes. They have these alternate point spreads. And what you're going to notice is 3 versus 3.5 is unsurprisingly a really big difference. If you bet Texas -3 and they win by a field goal, you're pushing, you're getting refunded, you're getting your money back, you're pushing. If you bet them -3.5, you're losing. So you don't want to bet them -3.5 at -110 if you can get -3 at -110. So a lot of people, they don't think these differences matter, betting a team at -3 versus -3.5. They make all the difference in the long run. Over the course of 20 bets, you're going to have, if you could have gotten -3 and you had -3.5, you're going to lose an additional 2 or so bets, right? So finding these spots with value is how you turn yourself from being, an unprofitable sports bettor to a profitable sports bettor. Nobody wins every bet. The best sports bettors, the sharpest bettors, they don't win every bet. I say this all the time, but when you're betting at -110 odds, so here you can see the money line odds. Again, it's free to browse odds on OddsJam. But if you go to an odds converter calculator and you put in -110, when you're betting at -110 juice, you only have to win 52.38% of your bets to break even. Most sports bettors will win 50%, right? The total always goes over or under, and most totals are -110, -110. Most people, they just win 50% of the time of their bets. They don't realize they're winning or losing because they're still winning half the time, right? They'll win a couple bets in a row, they'll lose a couple bets, and they'll slowly drain their money to the VIG, to the spread, to that tax, the books charge. Whereas a sharp bettor, right, is winning 55% of the time. So finding these spots, where you're getting -110 at -3 when all the other books in the market are -3.5, that's how you increase the win probability of your bets, to 55%. You're finding spots with value. So what's so fascinating about sports betting, and maybe we double down on this, it's Christmas, it's bowl season, so we'll go ahead. I already bet 500 on it. Let's see if they take another 1,000. So they're going to review the bet so I can go back here. But a lot of people would be like, oh, you didn't even mention anything about the sports. Thing is it doesn't freaking matter, right? These sports books invest millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into their ability to set lines, and this market is based on supply and demand. Right? So the easiest way to make money sports betting is you treat every book as an independent data point of where the line should be set and you hunt for value. So sure, Caesars has the spread at -3, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sports books, including Pinnacle, the sharpest bookmaker in the world, 10, 11. All these other data points, all these other betting markets are telling you the line should be at -3.5. And we know the jump from 3 to 3.5 is massive. I want to be on -3s if the spread's at -3.5. So long story short, I ended up locking it in. That's $1,500 total. It was also on the EV page. And I've been tracking profit and loss. It's not always, rainbows and frickin' butterflies. Up 41K since the start of football season when I started tracking profit and loss. And again, it's been streaky. I give out a lot of plays on Twitter as well. That's just from YouTube. And again, like, I say this all the time, but like, there are ups, there are downs, there are downs, there are ups. But as a sharp bettor, you have the edge. You win in the long run. You're always looking for value, right? This is data-driven sports betting. When you're betting -3s and -110 when the rest of the market's -3.5, you're going to make money long term. That's not guaranteed to win, but this is a market, and you're following data. And that's how you win long term. Let's make money.